The Man of Perdition, enemy number one. And out of the ground Yahuwah Elohim formed every beast of the field, and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto man to see what he would call them. And whatsoever the man called every living creature, that was the name thereof. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which Yahuwah Elohim had made. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was there a place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, the old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceives the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And Elohim said, Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish, and of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and all over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. So Elohim created man in his own image. In the image of Elohim created he him. Male and female created he them. And Elohim blessed them. And Elohim said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moves upon the earth. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head crown of 12 stars. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven. And behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head. And the serpent cast out his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away by the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth, and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which guard the commandments of Yahuwah, and have the testimony of Yeshua HaMashiach. And Yahuwah Elohim said unto the woman, What is this you have done? And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. And Yahuwah Elohim commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden you, man, freely eat. But the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you shall not eat of it. And Yahuwah Elohim said to the serpent, Because you have done this, you are cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon your belly shall you go, and thus shall you eat all the days of your life. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. It shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. Enmity, the state or feeling of being actively opposed or hostile to someone or something. similar hostility, animosity, antagonism, friction, antipathy, animus, opposition. Other synonyms of enmity, similar words used to describe enmity: dissension, rivalry, feud, conflict, discord, contention, acrimony, bitterness, rancor, resentment, aversion, dislike. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply your sorrow in your conception, and in sorrow you should bring children, and your desire you should be to your man, and he shall rule over you. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And being with child, cried, travailing in birth, in pain to be delivered. And when the dragon saw that he was cast to the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man child. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And unto Adam he said, because you have hearkened unto the voice of your woman, and have eaten of the tree which I commanded you, saying, you shall not eat of it, cursed is the ground for your sake. In sorrow shall you eat of it all the days of your life. And Yahuwah Elohim took the man and put him into a garden, and dressed it, and guarded. And Yahuwah Elohim commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat of it. Obedience, compliance with an order, request, or law, or submission to another's authority. Similar, compliance, acquiescence, tractability, tractableness. Did Adam and Eve disobey the Most High, just as the children of Israel did after receiving the Ten Commandments? The Most High cursed the serpent and his seed, just as the Most High cursed Eve, the woman, and Adam, the man. So who is the man of perdition today? Who gave Yaakov for a spoil, and Yisrael to the robbers? Did not Yahuwah, he against whom we have sinned? For they would not walk in the ways neither were they obedient unto his Torah. Yet you shall be brought down to Sheol, to the side of the pit. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But you are cast out of your grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword. Because you have destroyed your land and slain your people, the seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. But I will rise up against them, says Yahuwah Shavuot, and cut off from Babel the name and remnant and son and nephew, says Yahuwah. The revelation of Yeshua HaMashiach, which Yahuwah gave unto him, to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angels unto his servant Yachanan, who bore record of the word of Yahuwah and the testimony of Yeshua HaMashiach in all things that he saw. And the beast that you saw was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. And they that dwell upon the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the Sefer of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. The war in heaven, was it the first or is it the last? Perdition. In Christian theology, a state of eternal punishment and damnation into which a sinful and unrepentant person passes after death. Similar. Damnation, hell, hellfire, doom, ruin, ruination, condemnation, destruction, downfall, eternal punishment, spiritual destruction. How art thou falling from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, and that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? Rejoice not thou, O Pelisheth, because the rod of him that smote thee is broken. For out of the serpent's root shall come forth a cockatrice, and his fruit shall be a fiery flying serpent. And the firstborn of the poor shall feed, and the needy shall lie down in safety. And I will kill thy root with famine, and he shall slay thy remnant. Howl, O gate, cry, O city, thy whole palace sheet art dissolved. But there shall come from the north a smoke, and none shall be alone in his appointed times. What shall one then answer the messengers of the nation, that Yahuwah had found Zion, and the poor of his people shall trust in it? Yahuwah is well pleased for his righteousness' sake. He will magnify the Torah and make it honorable. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. Therefore a prey, and none delivers. For a spoil, and none saves. Restore. Who among you will give ear to this? Who will hearken and hear for the time to come? Who gave your coal for a squirrel in Yisrael to the robbers? Did not Yahuwah, he who against whom we have sinned? For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient to his Torah.